All right, I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna go through some of these questions real quick. Um, does anyone wait? Yo, Mario, do you want to ask the questions and then I respond to them from the doc?
If you want to do that, yeah, we can do that.
All right, let's go ahead and do that then. I feel like that'd be a lot better.
All right.
You have the doc, right?
Yes, I do.
All right. It's
Tell
probably
me
best
which
if
one
you
to do.
stream it.
Oh, okay.
You could choose. You could choose the questions. You can choose
All
questions.
right. Okay. Stream. Oh, do you have a message request? Who's message requesting me, bruh?
Probably sending you questions.
How do I, bro? What do you mean?
Elementalist
Oh,
butterfly.
okay. There it is. Agnes,
All
get
right.
on topic. Yeah, you're funny, buddy.
Are you able to stream or not?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. You got some big shoes to fill. I
All
love filling my big shoes, bro.
right. Can everyone see it?
Yes, sir.
So just, I don't know.
You could choose any of the questions and I'll just respond to you.
Okay, the last team promised a bi-weekly update schedule of smaller patches. Will we get something like that again, or will it be all major updates? Will we be receiving updates more frequently?
All right. To answer that, the previous team did promise that. Our plan is to not promise specific exact dates. However, I do want to continuously update the game. We will be updating on a daily basis. Like small patch notes, just small things in general, maybe small content stuff here and there. Our plan isn't exactly to only do major updates over a 5 month period of time, right, or 1 year period of time. So yeah, we definitely will be doing that. We'll be updating the game, doing patches, um, like that, and also alongside the major updates, of course. This is like one thing I actually do want to say though. This is like something that we love doing is like developing on this game and just developing in general, and that's like our jobs. So this is something we do on a full-time basis.
All right, next question. Scrolls and Lost Scrolls feel like a forgotten feature. Will we be getting any new ones?
Um, so in this update, we didn't provide no new scrolls yet because what happened was like I'm gonna go ahead and leak this because I guess it's not that significant of something to hide. I did redo how scroll implementation works, and so because of that, like we just didn't have the time, I guess, to implement it fully or implement new ones yet. So I mean, you guys will see like the features is a lot different for how scrolls work now, but yeah, that's pretty much the only change with scrolls.
Yeah, I'm just picking random questions. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not going in order. If I went in order, I want to be able to get the ones at the bottom because I'm not going to do all of them. So I'm just kind of picking random ones. So sorry if I skip yours.
Where the questions from? The questions is from the Dusky Questions channel. The mods went through and just selected questions that seemed good enough or good questions to add to the document.
Do you plan to put things on the sneak peek channel more frequently?
Yes, I do. That's something that I actually love doing is showing the community the work that we do because I don't believe in like hiding, you know, I don't believe in hiding progress. I feel like that just slows down the community, that makes the community like more upset, or just not being transparent in general. I love showing the community members like, yes, we're here, we're working. Might not be sneaks every day, but I'll try to get some in once every week or once every patch, a couple every patch. It's something that I feel like is needed. And to answer another question that someone just asked me in chat, will we get more communication with the community frequently? Yes, you will. That's one of my biggest things because I'm not here just as a developer, but I'm here to manage the whole community as a whole and the whole game as a whole. So this is something that I love doing. I love speaking with community. I love getting involved with community. I love learning things. So that's definitely part of my plan as well. Will there be a data wipe? No, there won't be a data wipe, but I do have plans for that. We had a couple of issues with dupes with this game, and so I do want to let you guys know I went through the whole game and I patched like three different dupes and some exploits. Those are obviously not pushed yet. Those will be the new thing, but we have plans for people who did dupe. That's why I don't know if you guys noticed in announcements I did say, if you have something you shouldn't have, just go ahead and come forward now and you'll be forgiven. Because as soon as this update drops, well, we don't know what's gonna happen. You can go
Okay.
ahead with the next question.
All right. Will the soul tree be expanded upon?
Um, to answer this without leaking, yes, it will be expanded upon, just not in the way that you guys think.
Will you make item drop chances visible?
I don't think I will in the foreseeable future. I don't think I will, but it's obviously something I'm willing to change if required. Someone asked me, "Do you plan to do global restores? Global restores for what exactly? Lives?
Yeah.
Um, on this update, yeah, sure,
Sometimes these do like global restore so everybody can get like a life in all their slots.
sure, I can do that. Dang, I'm being spammed with a lot of questions now. Will we need to take screenshots of our fragments or important items? No, you won't have to take a screenshot. Everything will be handled automated. It'll be automated. So, how much oversight and power over the game's direction do you have? I have complete oversight and power over the direction of the game. I will be working with like Matro and like other key figures in the community towards providing you guys the quality and the systems that you all deserve. So,
Are you going to fix some bugs that are like useful, like the cauldron, like how you can like dash into the cauldron, like jump up really high?
my plan for fixing bugs is not based off of if it's important or not. I feel like bugs as a whole should be fixed regardless. So I'm not looking for prioritizing like I mean I guess there is a priority to it, but I'm not over prioritizing. Like, game breaking bugs will obviously be fixed. I'm definitely looking to fix every bug, but I try where I can and my team is not as huge yet. But after this update it'll allow us to expand and just keep working on the game even more. So we will be fixing as much as we can. Will marks like tier two marks get passive slash moves? Marks are getting refreshed, just not in this update, but they are getting refreshed. I do have to go over the new roadmap with you guys. I did see a question about that. So let me also go through some of these questions real quick because I did find some important questions I actually do want to answer. Um, you mind stop screen sharing real quick, Mario?
Oh,
Let me
yeah,
let me screen share this. If you guys want, you guys can also go over the doc with me to see some questions. I'm gonna drop it in chat. But someone asked right here, has the roadmap changed in any way? Can we get an updated roadmap that clarifies what content is coming, new horizons, tundra caves, etc., in what order and the development will continue? So, just to be clear, oh
Dusky, they can edit. They can edit.
yeah, someone just deleted it. All right,
Yeah, don't worry. I have a copy of it.
all right. So we have trolls, but to answer
Yeah,
this question, let's just
yeah.
all right.
Bother.
Whoever had the doc made it like publicly editable.
Yeah. So,
You
but
have your copy?
yeah, I have a copy of it.
All right, send me your copy real quick. Good thinking.
Because there's one in like the Dusky questions channel that you can't edit. So it's
Let me
pinned.
see.
Yeah, the one that's pinned in the Dusky questions channel, you
Nah, it's
can't edit
edited.
that one.
It's edited though.
Yeah, I did it now because yeah. Okay. How do I? Did we just DM you the
Yeah, you can
copy?
send it to me. I'm gonna add you right now. Yeah, send me it. While we wait for that, I'm gonna go back to answer the question. So there is a new roadmap. We have a lot of new plans for the game. Um, we're still following the core roadmap though. It's just there's some more in between stuff. So we have Tundra still coming. I will tell you guys now that this update right now is not Tundra, but Tundra is the next big update. So we have plans for this update, a sub update which is based on desert, um, and just a couple of things in general that I will go through and I'll make it public information very soon. So yeah, this update is New Horizons. Yes. Will the races have some kind of evolution later on? Something like that. Yes. Why did this update get so delayed? So I'm gonna be completely transparent with you guys. The previous team was not working on this update. In terms of programming was, the models and assets were made and worked on continuously. The testers were doing their job. Um, but we like for the last 3 weeks, me and my team, we have started working on the game. The update is very much more completed than before. It's at a point where, I can see this update coming out really, really soon. I'm not gonna tell you guys a date. I don't have a date, but definitely very soon. You just gotta trust me when I say that. The update itself is a lot more completed than ever before. That's as much as I could really say. I requested access for the doc.
Okay, I think the normal one is fixed because I've just pinged in.
Let me see.
I don't know. I pressed share it on the copy either way. If the normal
Nah,
one's
it's not.
fixed yet,
It's not fixed yet.
well, I think I gave you access to the copy that I have.
Yep, I got it. All right, we're back in business, y'all boys. So
Yeah, after someone was a bit of a funny person they thought they were.
yeah, do you plan to make current or future event exclusives obtainable outside of events after a while? To answer this question right here, no. Like exclusive event stuff is gonna stay exclusive. I'm gonna try to make sure they're balanced, of course, so that it's not it doesn't put people to an complete unfair advantage. But exclusive event items should remain exclusive towards that event. And I don't plan on reusing events after this update. I don't plan on reusing events. Each like event will be like completely remade with new items and everything like that. So sorry for pinging you. Will the winter event come back? Yes, there is a winter event, but it has changed a little tiny bit. That's all I can say on that right there. Will there be a lot of class rebalances this update? Something along those lines. Something along those lines. Will there be any visual reworks slash animation changes for bosses and moves? This update, no, but it is definitely a part of my plan. Is to go ahead and refresh and just improve the game visually overall, including UI, VFX, animations, just everything in general. Are we gonna lose our progress? Nope. You guys are not losing your progress. No one's getting wiped. We'll be getting a new continent since when traveling. It says traveling to Astoria. This is a part of Tundra. This won't be implemented yet, but this is a part of Tundra. We already answered this right here. Yes, like I said, I like listening to the community. So a lot of the popular suggestions, as long as it fits the game, I will like. I'm not hard headed. I will listen to the community and implement them. Will some of the classes be completely overhauled under your new management? Depending on how they play, yes. I do plan on playing the game myself and just like trying to understand even more and play as if I'm a regular player. But I also listen to what my balance team testers and community members say. So things like that is just completely dependent on the community and everyone else to have their voice heard. If it requires that, then it will be. I'm not afraid to make changes. What kind of weapons will we see added in the future, and will there ever be any classes that can use multiple weapons? You're gonna see a lot of new weapons added in the future. Um, I also plan on adding weapons in small mini patches after the update. So like even after updates, you guys will see like small contents just being added here and there. You know, so it's not like the game is ever gonna remain the same for a long period of time. How much priority are you giving to reworking the game's shaky foundation? To be real with you, I've rewritten a lot of stuff with the game already. A lot of the code I've went through and rewritten myself. Um, I actually enjoy backend, so that's like one of my specialties, and that's something I've been working on a lot. So that's not hard for me to do. The game always has spikes of players whenever an update comes out, and almost immediately does out again. Any long-term goals added, or other ways to keep player base active. So I feel like people forget to mention or forget to remember that the main thing to keep players active is not just the fact of engagement, but it's also actively updating and working on the game. No one wants to play a game that might die out tomorrow, right? Like if you know the game's gonna die tomorrow, you're not gonna play the game. So yeah, that's definitely something we're gonna fix. We're gonna actively update the game, work on it, continuously see what you guys want and need. Are you the only one working on Arcane Lineage right now? No, I do have a team, and I have another scripter with me, one of my friends, Donkel. Um, he and I are both programming and handling everything scripting wise for the game. I feel like it might be better to just move my Discord over so that we can just look through these. Um, refresh the Martian, which will turn and make it better. No, we won't be making it so people lose it. This will be more so just like how they work in general. Like we have a lot of refreshes this update as well. That's just how things work in general. Like it could be anything really. If you're a new dev, what made you want to work on Arcane Lineage? Was it the money, something specific about the game? Um, so I have my own ambitions. I decided to become a full-time developer, and so I do want to make my own RPG game in the future, and I feel like Arcane is definitely a step towards that. It's like I get to learn more about what it takes and what people look for and everything like that. And it's also because I'm a member of Fish Group as well. So I know, like, I'm a good friend of Niall. You know, Niall asked me, and when he mentioned that it would be my own time to just, manage it, just do whatever I want, and I've seen the community, I really got hyped to just work here and just do everything like that. So yeah, will Dark Wraith be the new best class in the game? No. Are there any plans to buff current classes and make the game more enjoyable in terms of balance? In the previous updates, they gutted a lot of classes and a lot of things so fun to play. So I do plan on making a new balance team. Um, nah, I don't plan on buffing current classes like yet. That's something that we have to go through and just look over as a team. But yes, a lot of things will be done where it's needed, and a lot of things are just temporary and can be changed. So it's not a big issue. Can we get a video of your gameplay with maybe a couple of other mods to engage with the community? That's low-key fire. I won't lie, that's low-key fire. I might do that. After the update, I would be willing to do that for the community. I say after the update because I like to spend a lot of my day and time working on the game. Like even right now I have Studio open, which I can't show y'all because it will be leaking stuff, but even right now I have Studio open. There ever be an option to hide accessories from displaying on the character but keeping its status buffs? But for accessories. So basically a vanity. That's something I would definitely look into. Another thing I do have planned for the game as a whole is like quality of life. I feel like that's a major aspect for the game. That's something that we definitely need to work on. Just it helps keep the game clean, make it nice, and look better overall. So that's definitely one of my plans. Nah, I didn't even think of this right here, so I can't exactly answer that. Let's scroll down a little bit. Are you working on any side projects as in other games, or is Arcane your full focus? Arcane is currently my full focus. I have no other projects right now. Um, I was working on, other stuff on the side, but that was previously. We love the voice crack. Chill, bro. I need some water. Realistically, I need water. My favorite class, bro. My favorite class is Ranger, bro. Ranger's my favorite class. Will there be any changes to the gear system? Uh, depends on what you mean by that. When is the update? Can we get a possible update percentage? All right, I'm gonna tell you guys this. The update is like 80% done, 85% done. Right? It's like actually more than like 90. It's more like 90% done, but I'm gonna say 85% done. All right, that's the update percentage on its completion. That doesn't reflect when it's gonna come out though. When is the update? I can't tell you. Is there going to be a balance in classes? Because there are new classes that can do up to 15K or something like that. So, well, I plan on so I plan on getting a lot of things rebalanced. Um, but that's not going to be in this update because we do have to spend our time. Which this actually brings me back to the document, a question I seen on the document where people asked, "How are we going to change our development process?" Because I heard that previously testers weren't able to completely test, which resulted in the updates like DNL being completely buggy. Which I want to promise you guys and assure you guys that you can even ask the testers themselves. They have been given over a week of testing before the update even comes out. Like they have a whole week free for themselves to just test. Um, my plan was 2 weeks, but they definitely have like a whole week. Um, in the future, we're definitely gonna expand that to 2 weeks of testing before updates, but or big updates. But for now, that weekly ahead of testing is good enough for me. During that week, they test, find bugs, or find any indiscrepancies or anything like that, and we just go ahead and fix it up. I prioritize quality over quantity, so updates usually just come out whenever I feel like they're ready. I'm not gonna promise you guys a date until after I know the update is ready. Then I'll give you guys a date. Like I said, Ranger. Have you ever played Arcane? Yeah, for a little bit. For a little bit. Which also like it shows me exactly what's needed for the game though. Because when I played, I noticed a lot of things that was wrong with the game. Genuinely. Well, I keep my tier for my mark. So like if I have tier 5, will it remain tier 5? Yes. Is there any plans for fully custom names following Roblox filter? Um, there's no plans for it, but if that's something that we feel like we could implement, then we might do it. I don't see it right now though. That's something we got to talk about. Something we got to talk about behind closed doors. Question: what will be your general ideology on balancing and buffing classes? What are weak to match classes that are meta or nerfs is down to a power match of other classes, things like that. So it boils down to a couple of things for me. I don't just like I'm not gonna go through and balance everything myself. We have teams that are going to give their specific inputs, and then we have teams that's gonna tell us their inputs as well. And then so like basically what my plan is to have a balanced team where we will have them decide and each side will like I don't know how to explain it. Each side will be pro for that balance or nay for it, right? And if they're against it, then they'll say why. If they're with it, they'll say why. And then we'll just come into a middle ground to just like I feel like that's the best way to balance anything. Genuinely, I feel like that's like the best way to balance anything. Just turn it into a debate. Whichever side has a better debate or whatever that leads to a good middle ground, then that's what wins, right? So this game has bad history with just trust me promises. How are you planning to address this issue? Are you currently working on this game full time, and how long will you be working on this game? How much have you actually played this game? What are your directions with marks? Could you give us your estimated gaps between updates? I love this question, man. I love this question. So, to answer question one, how are you planning to address this issue? Well, my plan to address this issue is just to not make promises. Like, I mean, it's the simplest solution to the simplest problem, right? It's like a lot of that the issues with this game come from promises that hold no actual meaning. So when I promise something, it'll be like once I know for a fact it's viable or doable. How are you planning to? Are you currently working on this game full time, and how long will you be working on this game? Yes, this game is currently my full time job, guys. Can you believe it or not? It's full time. How long will I be working on this game? I plan on working on it for a very long time. If anything, maybe in the future, I don't know. Like there's a lot at play, but I do definitely plan on working on this game for a long time. I love the community so far. I love that you guys are always respectful and just nice towards me. So that's definitely a motivating factor. That's what keeps me in studio and just grinding and seeing that you guys enjoy the game as much as I do is great, bro. Making music for you guys, Arcane Lineage. If you need before that, I got you. Feel free to respond whenever. Tell you what, man. I'm gonna add you. You can send me your work, bro. You can send me your work after this. Do you plan on changing the races completely? As in, for example, Amorous, which is pretty hard to obtain for new players, and in my opinion, the race just sucks overall. I do plan on having like races like that refreshed in general. Um, but it's not like something that's gonna come out. This right here is not coming out this update. This right here, this will be a mixture of both. The new weapons will be new weapon like types and new weapons in general for existing like types. It's gonna be a mixture of both. Well, other difficulty locked items come on the update, e.g. the slime shield. Uh, I can't say yes or no to that because like without leaking something, I can't say yes or no. So I'm just gonna say no for now. The eventual end game for the game was always ultra class, not super, but that wasn't ever done. Where you focus on balancing for supers to account for the future ultras, and do you foresee how you will implement the power of ultra classes, the current progression and content? I was aware of that ultra classes needed to be made. Ultras are coming during Tundra, so that's not something I'm worried about right now at this moment. The update, you can't just abandon AL like how the old team did when the campaign ended. Please don't end up making a plushie with the update. Why? You guys don't like the plushies? Oh man. But no, we have a lot of plans for the game even after this update. So I promise you this is not a one and done thing. This is something that we actually want to keep on working on. So you guys will see a lot more soon. This will be dropped after a year because you have plans to make your own RPG game in the future. Um, Listen, man, I'm 20 years old, bro. I got nothing but time on my hands. Like I said, I will be here until the player count finally, like the player base is gone, bro. So it'll be a while before I make my own RPG game. It'll be a while. I don't see that happening within the year. So you guys are fine, bro. Will there be new classes? Most definitely. I understand that content updates take a while, but will there be more quality of life and bug fix changes like the spawning and dropping to void bug lasted like half a year? Yes, quality of life and bug fixes is something that I definitely prioritize over new content as a whole. I'll jump all the way down to new questions because I'm just sitting up there at this point. Any console tweaks or anything that can support console general? This is because I can't really play on PC. Arcane Lineage. Well, if you can't play on PC because of optimizations, just know we went through and did a lot of optimizing for the game, so that might be able to change. But um, tell you what, I'll speak to a couple of people, and we will try to. I will try to get them to make a channel or a couple of polls, something to get like the console community feedback, so that we can see like what features you guys would want, and if it's stuff that I can actually do before the update, I will. If not, I will do it afterwards. Are you still following the same roadmap as before? Yes and no, because yes, but like we're adding our own stuff in between. Like we're adding more stuff in between, but we're still following the same roadmap. Um, but yeah, can you at least promise to update? Can you at least promise before Christmas? When is Christmas on the 25th? Maybe, maybe. What type of games did you work on before working on AL? Were there any RPG, and if yes, which ones? What were you trying to say about some sort of PvP? Will there be any sort of guidance when it comes to progress? Because as of right now, you almost can't do nothing without the cello. That's a lot of questions, man. I haven't worked on any RPG games. I'm trying to think. Like, I don't really think I've worked on any RPG games, but it's been a while, so I'm not completely sure. I've been on this platform for many years, bro. Since I was 6 years old. I'm now 20. So for new weapon types, does that mean we'll be getting new base and super classes for each respective weapon? Or they be using something similar to an existing class? Rapier use sword base and super classes. It'll probably be that. Excuse my voice crack. It'll probably be that. But that's probably because that's more so because of the fact that I was explaining this too earlier, but if we add more base classes, that means we have to make more super classes, more ultra classes, and stuff like that. So it just completely depends on the time frame. I definitely want to though. I want to expand out and just like have a lot more viability and just like have a lot more just diversity in the game. Where did you get your programming experience? My God, I've been scripting for a long, long time since I was 12 years old. Um, I was taught sort of. I was mostly taught by someone who she actually scripts like Roblox events and stuff, like for the actual Roblox company. So, but she ended up teaching me, and I just spent the rest of that time just working on games and stuff like that. And I just gained the experience over time, I guess. Will there be any ways for players to directly address bugs, not just testers? Yes, if there's not already a bug channel, there will be upon the release of the update. Um, we'll probably make it a ticket instead of an actual channel, but yeah, there definitely will be. What can we expect from the ultra classes if we get a lot new? All right, I can't answer this yet because that's nowhere near right now. What player count would you be happy with, and what average player count would you be happy with? All right, that depends on the release of the update, bro. I would be happy with like 2 to 3K, right? But I would be like, I'd be all jolly and cheesy with 10K, bro. 10K or higher, I'd be all jolly and cheesy, bro. Facts. But I'd be happy with the three, 2 to 3K on average. Please make much more gears. It adds build variety and it's easier to make. We're definitely planning on adding a lot. Don't worry. Weapon transmog, maybe. How do you plan on interacting with the community? I have a lot of ways to interact with the community, not just like stuff like this, but also just speaking in general, talking to the community in general in chat, um, polls, just stuff like that in general. Holding events. Do you plan to add more gambling things and fix blackjack? I didn't even know blackjack was broken, but I don't have no plans for it. Not yet. I'm scrolling. He showcased his music. I don't have his profile. He has to DM me his portfolio. Are you planning to get new slash more testers after this update? I am. Legendary mode be able to replay boss fights like the other two modes can. Well, you can't exactly I can't exactly answer this without leaking something as well. So this is actually kind of crazy that this doesn't exist in its full amount. Healing oriented. That's definitely something I can bring up because that's definitely a cool thing and something I've always liked about like RPG games is like everyone has like their specific role. Everyone likes like there's always that one person in your group that loves to go healing. So I definitely like that. We were just talking about this earlier. I can't leak it, but we definitely have plans on. I definitely wanted to get this changed, bro. So we're definitely gonna continue our talks on this and getting that changed. We overlooked the current alignment system with AL. Most
Hello.
definitely. I'm not gonna lie. Most definitely. I think that AL the alignment system is low key buns. Like I dislike it.
My God. Hello, Dusky.
Yo, what's
Finally got
good,
home.
bro?
I finally got here.
He's buff monk. Question in the future. Do
Dude,
you
Monk,
see?
a Monk already got nerfed and buffed. It's fine. I wouldn't say it's fine. A lot of stuff needs balancing again after the health.
Combine compatible attacks into one. That's a cool idea, but like I said, I'm not focused on content at the moment. I don't know. I feel like this update is like a balance of content, bug fixes, and quality of life. You know, it's like everything to kickstart this updating journey again, like where the game is actually actively being worked on. Excuse the voice cracks again.
I seem to make a cooldown on channel. What channel? What cooldown? On
This
which
one has a
channel?
5.
This? It does have
This one has
slow
5
mode for
seconds.
5 seconds, but I don't know if somebody can increase it because I can't. I know Dusky somebody was asking to slow down the channel because people are asking questions too fast.
There's a lot of people in here. I
Yeah,
can't
please buff
exactly.
Amorous eventually, I guess.
Let's see. We'll do 30-second slow mode. I don't think that's the issue. I think it's just everyone having a question.
No, yeah, it's everyone having a question, but it's like they're
We
typing
should
all like
fix.
per
You know what
second.
I'm saying? 4 gigabyte memory leak. Yeah.
Please buff Vidir.
I
Yeah,
didn't
we
even
know.
know there was one, bro. I didn't know there was a 4 gigabyte memory leak. I will definitely go through and try to find what that issue is. I did rewrite a couple of like the backend for the game, so the game is better. If there's memory leaks that I haven't found, I will definitely find it and I will definitely, handle that.
Yandris. Yeah, no, Dusky, I was on my phone and then I saw you like send the link of of
Yeah,
the
bro.
document
It
in
was on
chat, and I
point,
was like,
bro.
bro, does he realize that there's a setting? Like on default, it makes it so that everyone's an editor when you send that link, and I know that
Bro,
because I do that
I
with
didn't even
testers.
know that, bro. I didn't even know that, bro.
Dude, there's two settings. There's one where it's like they
That's
can
over
just
with,
read,
bro.
and then there's one where they can modify it. So that's on you, dog.
Yeah. Oh
Oh my
well.
god. If only we had the questions document.
Will ultra
Anyway,
classes roam bosses like envy and so other should be? Well, I mean, until we get there, we can't exactly tell you, but obviously the goal is always gonna be try to, balance everything, right? So,
so true.
like, unless we get there, there's no actual way of knowing, but
Is
the goal is
patent gonna
always gonna
be
be
buffed,
balancing.
reworked, like the last skill from tier 5?
They're going to be changed how
I'm
attributes
not gonna
work.
lie. Maybe. Yeah, eventually we're gonna do it. It's like I even already have an idea in mind for it. It's just I gotta actually convince the people that it's okay. It's not like stupid.
I like this
What do we
question right
have?
here. Will the old winter event return, or wait, where did the question go? All right.
So yeah,
Anyways, I know
culture.
about heart.
No
So,
mode.
will the old winter event return, or will there be new items? So, I'm glad to mention that there are new winter event items for this event. Thankfully, so you guys don't have to grind for the same thing that you already had, bro.
Yup.
Husky, when will there return a point, or a class is still gonna be like all strength or all arcane? Um,
Draconic is trolling. Anyway.
I can't, I can't leak. I can't leak. There's something that's gonna change how things like that overall is changed. Thanks to Metro. Metro did come up with some really great concepts. So,
Hey, I did too,
like,
bro.
I mean, you too, but you know,
You too, motherfucker
no,
downplaying me.
I
Hey,
guess you too, bro. I
Hey,
guess you too,
hey,
bro. You
I
don't
have to
really do
check.
work. You don't really do nothing, bro. You just
man, you don't see me
sit there,
do
bro.
work.
No.
No, I'm trolling, but let me see. This is low key something I want to do. Having official soundtracks for each like boss fight and each like release content. I feel like that's like perfect for RPG games. Um, I definitely want to do this. I don't know when I can do it, but I definitely want to do this. Will there be an ID system for items to prevent dupe? Um, I can't tell you guys my methods. Just know duping will be prevented. There's plans to have events like the Christmas one on the update or something. Yes, we're gonna have the Christmas event on the update. The Arcane Lineage will total support for console and optimization for mobile devices. Um, I can't guarantee total support. The base of the game, like I said, is terrible, but I will try my best to make it as easy and fluid as I can for console so that they can also play the game. And as far as optimization, the game has been optimized a lot more. We just don't know if mobile devices will be able to consistently run the game yet. So we will see soon. Um, the game will have a menu of the character customization. Nah. How do you feel about the actual state of arcade lineage with low power players and about the update? I like this update. Um, current player count shows that this game has a consistent player base. Like, you guys love the game and obviously enjoy it. It's just that there was been no updates for over a year, so why would there be a high player count? So the fact that it's even 300 people playing is actually really good, in my opinion. We'll jump down again. There will be a whitelist. There's some stuff happening in the background. You're gonna see soon, but people who shouldn't have something is gonna automatically be removed. I'm not gonna ban people unless like it's like really bad. But yeah, we also plan on doing an unban wave. So I do plan on fixing this. I do have multiple updates to consistently keep the game active. I have a lot of that figured out. Aren't you the owner of a group that re-uploaded Rogue Lineage? No, I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. Wait, that is update going to be or quality life oriented? Like I said, it's a balance of both. Like it's a balance of content, quality of life, and bug fixing. I can't answer this yet without exposing how I plan on, you know, handling this. But just know, people who didn't dupe them themselves will be fine. I promise you. Maybe, maybe. My first option is definitely gonna be like testers recommending other testers, but maybe. Do you intend to, on long term, keep the gear system as it is and just slowly extend on it with updates, add more, without adding more content specifically focus on balancing, such changing the ones we already have or go accessories? What? I'll skip it. I just had a brain for it. About the memory leak, the game has a lot of connected events that are for sure not disconnected slash storage parts. Has over 400k parts of the game, but the client bullshit spam when there's later spam on table outputs. Yeah, I noticed that too. Don't worry, I promise you, I've noticed that too. A lot of these things are actually gonna get fixed though, um, especially like the spamming outputs because that's really bad. So I will go through and fix a lot of those. There will be a lot more incentive. This next update, there will be a lot more incentive beyond just like what you could think. There's a lot more incentive for this right here. Don't worry. I promise you. Like everyone who was on the concept team, you guys need to applaud them because they came up with some great ideas that if I didn't have those beforehand, I probably wouldn't think of it. I promise you. Like, they did really good jobs. I won't lie. How many devs are working for the game, and is team able to stand the pressure and keep the game updated? All right. There's just two scripters, me and Donku. Um, we got a builder. We got a couple of modelers. We got an animator. We got like a VFX artist. So I mean, we have a decent sized team. Um, I do believe we will be able to keep the game updated. Uh, as long as me and my partner we continue to, grind the way we are, we'll be perfectly fine in terms of updates. How much of the next update can you tell us will be new content and rework slash refresh content? Can you please give us a ratio of new slash old change? Okay, majority of the update in a way is kind of new is new content. Um I'd say it's more of a 60-40 split. 60% content slash new, 40% changes slash refreshes, etc. How are you? I am wonderful. Thank you for asking, bro. Boy, we rewrote a lot for the game, including like the NPC and dialogue system. So a lot of things are actually a lot easier now. I rewrote the inventory system as well. So yeah. I don't think that's currently an open option. That was something Niall wanted to do a couple of months ago. Alright, I think I'm gonna just like pull people up now because I'm low-key getting tired of answering questions from that. So if you have a question, go ahead and request. I'll let you up. Let's do the Vaughn.
What's up?
Yo, what's
How's it
going
going,
on,
Dusky?
my man? Of
What's going on, man? I'm a longtime player. Thank you for inviting me up.
course, of
Um,
course.
so I wanted to just like let you know of a very important system, a system that I think all of us find very important in Arcane Lineage, and that's like the trading system and the process of getting rare items and
Hmm.
and trading them with people. It improves the longevity of the game so much. So like before the Dark and Light update, there was the gear system was different, entirely different.
Hmm.
We had like blessed gear, and then we had which was like the top gear, and then we had like I don't know what the worst gear was called, but yeah, the blessed gear was like really hard to get from bosses, and so people would trade them, and that would just like it would create a system of grinding out bosses to trade them for higher materials and stuff like that. And so like I think
Hmm.
that's very important that if like you do implement new items that you make the reward for fighting bosses kind of hard. Um and like feed into that because that's a very unique part of arcane lineage that is it's very important, you know.
Before I answer, can I tell you that you should be a sales pitcher, bro? Because like whatever you were saying at first, it already instantly hooked me, bro. Um,
Yeah,
but you know,
I'm a real estate agent.
oh, for real? Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely would have got me, bro. You definitely would have got me right there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know what you said, but it sounded good, bro. So I'm
Oh.
gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. I understood what you said. Um, I understand the trading part. That's definitely a part of the plan because I feel like trading is something that it just brings everyone together to see like create their own values for things. It's not even like we have our own set value, but the value can increase based off the community, and I love that. So by making it rarer from bosses, we also create a higher demand, right? So I understand what you're saying, and I definitely want to continue doing that.
Yeah, cool, man. And I think you're gonna do great things, man. You're only 20 years old. You're doing great, man.
I appreciate that, bro.
Respect
For
it.
real, I appreciate
Respect
that,
it.
bro.
Just play the game and learn it, and you'll be good. You'll do great.
I definitely will. In fact, bro, I was thinking of making a YouTube channel of me just like not even just devlogs, but like just going through and actually playing the game, and then
Yeah,
saying my own opinions, and then getting shit like changed, like based off the comments and stuff. I don't know, just interacting with the community and just in general, just expanding off of that.
dude. Yeah, everyone's saying they'd watch. That's cool. I would watch that.
That's low key fire,
All
bro.
right, man. Well, I'll
All right,
give
bro.
time to someone else.
All
Have a
right,
good one.
thank you. Let's see, who else we gonna bring up? Uh, let's do soy sauce. Soy sauce. Yo, on the day of the update, guys, I will actually do a live stream of me playing the game on the day of the update. Like I'll load up everything, freshly slot everything, and just grind out on that. Um, Let me see. The odd blew out. Blade initiate. I don't think he wants to come up. Will you add a way to get echo shards before fighting Metron? They're kind of necessary to fight him currently. After all, that's not a part of my plan currently, but it's definitely something that we can look at. Let me see. Night Pursuer, do you want to come up?
Why, hello, hello.
Yo, hello, hello, hello.
Nice to meet you. I am Night Pursuer. First of all, I want to know. Basically, I deeply respect you. But number two, what is your like goal for this game? Like, I know you want to make your own game in the end after this, but what do you want the players like? What do you want for the players? What is like your end goal for this game? Like, how do you want them to feel?
So I'm
Okay.
glad you asked that question, man. Honestly, bro. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you a short little story. I'm gonna summarize it. When I was younger, I've always loved like RPG games, but I never was able to play them because I wasn't able to afford a laptop to like good enough to play them, right? So something I do want for you guys as a whole and for myself is to be able to enjoy the game and say, wow, this game made it from like ground zero to an actual end in a storyline where everything actually makes sense and everything actually felt like a story, right? Because when I was younger, that was my escape playing Roblox games, was like being able to live in another reality. Not to sound like delusional, but like that was dead as my escape. Excuse my language. But so that's something I want other players to be able to say is like, wow, we actually just lived a story through this game and like, we got to see from start to end and just overall as a completed story, completed book, something that people can look forward to and just be like, well, let me hop on and see, let me see my slot A, slot B, slot C, whatever, right? These are all different storylines that they lived through and they met, like, not met, sorry, they met a lot of people, but they went through and just figured out a lot of events and just lore, I guess, really.
Wow, that was I don't know what to say, but that brings me to my second question. Lore, like, are you going to do anything with the game's lore, and will you add the other continents? I like you don't have to say it, but I would
Um,
like to know.
so I'm not changing the lore myself, but yes, that is the plan is to finish the continents. Like that's low key my whole plan, bro. Like literally finish everything that's meant to be in the game, bro. To finish the story, that's exactly what I want to do. Because when I start my own, I want you guys to also know me and remember me as someone who not only finishes games but also really puts their all and details everything in the game, right? So when I do eventually move on to that, I want everyone to just see the actual effort and just yeah,
That's amazing, man.
I appreciate that, bro.
All right. I can already tell this game is in good hands. I've been here since the stress test. I've been waiting for a very long time, and every time, I would be let down. But I have some high hopes for you, man. Like, I
I
really think you can
appreciate
do
that, bro.
this.
I appreciate that, bro. I
All right.
really genuinely believe I can do it too, bro. Honestly, like as long as you guys are here, I'm gonna tell you something. As long as you guys are here and continue supporting the game and continue playing the game, then I have no reason not to be here. You feel me? That's my job. Like as long as you guys are here, I'm gonna be here, right? So
Uh,
I'm gonna continuously work to try to improve the game and try to do everything that it requires. And I would ask of you guys to continuously try to support and just, let me know if we're heading down the wrong direction. Let me know. I promise I'm listening. Okay, so don't ever feel like I'm not listening or I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do. Nah, you feel me? I'm gonna do whatever I feel like you guys deserve, right? I feel like you guys deserve the best. And so that's what I'm gonna do. Now came to me. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, bro. Let me let you in on something, bro. Now came to me. As much as a lot of you guys dislike him, now loves y'all. Oh, really loves y'all. Like he spoke so highly of you guys, and he's always telling me, like, I really want you to work on the game. Otherwise, I'm gonna end up selling it. I'm like, but he doesn't want to sell it because he doesn't want to leave you guys hanging, And I'm like, I understand that. So by him doing that, it really showed me like how much respect he has for you guys. I swear.
Well, that's what our Canadians do best. They stay loyal.
I
All
love
right.
that, bro. I
Last
love you guys as a
question.
community.
Yeah. Last question before you give somebody else the time, because I'm taking up way too much of it.
No
Will
worries.
there be choices in the story that changes like outcomes? Like you know how like when you push the boy off the bridge, he's no longer there, but he does come back afterward. But there'll be like moments like that where you are locked out of stuff.
Um, that's something I would have to speak with the lore writers for, right? Because a lot of the lore was made before I was even here. So, like, I don't want to personally change like the whole lore and like the direction of the game, but I definitely want to be involved more into it to where I can understand and like know the plot, right? And I can work towards and around it. So, if it's like something that the lore team and I can discuss and we end up agreeing to that, then yeah, that's definitely something I can do. That's actually something I would like to do as well because it sounds like it's interactive, and I love interactiveness.
Well, that was awesome. Thank you for having me. It was nice
Of
being up
course,
here.
bro.
I'll see you guys in game, maybe. I'll see y'all. I'll get off this. Push me off the stage. How do I get off the stage? Oh, there you go. I'll see
I
you
have
guys
no
later.
idea. See you,
Everyone have
bro.
a good day now.
All right. I like that guy, guys. I like him. Let me see. Who's next? We're gonna do let's do Cross 165 if he wants to. All right. Let's do Ark's companion. Hello, hello, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. First and foremost, I do want to say, like everybody else, I have a lot of hope for you, and I want to say thank you for picking up the game because it has been left in some bad hands previously. But I do want to say at the same time, I've been listening the whole time, and you do make a lot of promises about listening to the community. But I also think it's pretty important to not like pander to them. For instance, like if a boss is hard, I think that difficulty inspires innovation and creativity within the player base and within the tools that we have. Like obviously you should listen to the community, but I've seen a lot of different Roblox games just kind of flushed down the drain because their developers just keep listening and it doesn't really create an experience worth grinding.
I completely agree. Um, Sorry, I don't know if you finished, but I completely agree. Um, I feel like pandering to the community and listening to the community is two completely different things. By listening, I mean I what I mean by that is that I listen to the perspectives of others within the community, right? So if you guys all, or not all as a whole, but if majority of everyone is saying one thing, then I will take into their perspective while making the decision upon changing certain things within the game. So I feel like as a whole, I wouldn't just pander to the community, no, but I would definitely listen to perspectives and try to make the best decision as I can because that's exactly what my job is, right? So I'll definitely do my best in that regard.
I have a second question.
Yes,
I
sir.
think a lot of the best features within the game are the boss fights. And I think that some of the unique interactions, for instance, Dorian having that little Undertale Undying game. I think that is really fun. And I was wondering if, do you have more plans for more mini games within the bosses? Something like for Yarthol or even, I'm really blanking on his name, but the hardest boss in the game right now.
Benjamin's
Yeah,
vessel.
yeah. The Vessel. I was wondering if there would be more mini games in them.
So I'll be honest, I have not seen the game for Thorian yet, but
Have
I
you played Undertale?
definitely I have not,
It's
unfortunately.
just like Undying. She like shoots these little things, and you block them by moving your like shield up, down, left, or right.
Okay, I see. Um, okay, so I don't plan on adding mini games. Like that's not a part of my plans, but that's definitely something I could look into if I like once I talk to everyone else that requires to input their opinions. But that's definitely a cool thing that I could say that this game has. I haven't seen it yet myself, but that definitely sounds fire. So I'll definitely look into it for you. I got you.
Okay, and then I have one last question.
Yes, sir.
With your plans to expand the map in the continents and things like Tundra, I was wondering, do you have any plans to add mounts? Like if you have the slime ring, you could have like a slime mount, or if you are the fist class that tames the dark beast, you could have a dark beast mount. I was wondering because traveling right now can take quite a bit of time if you're not fast traveling around the map, and I think mounts could be kind of a fun way to travel.
Hmm. You know what? Let me get back to you on that. I'm gonna talk to some people about that. That actually sounds really cool too. Um, the only
Yeah,
issue that I would have is like because I don't think the mobs or whatever are currently rigged to be like that. But I feel like maybe if we made like multiple versions of them, it could that could be something we can do. Um, I have to speak to other people because like I can't make that decision by myself, but
yeah,
I could definitely
I feel
speak
you.
to other people and we could come to an agreement on that because I did have plans for like traveling around the map. I definitely had got given a really good idea that I wanted to do. I'm not gonna leak that yet, but I'll definitely talk to others, and if they think that that's a good idea, then we could definitely make that happen, bro.
Cool. And then just to add on, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. There could be different kind of class exclusive, race exclusive mounts, and even something like to give Thor or Yarthol a new purpose. Like you could get like a dragon egg drop or whatever. I don't know. Just the different ways to obtain mounts. I think would be really awesome. That's all. Thank you.
No problem, bro. Definitely. I definitely like that idea. Um, who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Norman Vermillion.
Hi, do you hear me?
Yes, sir, I do. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Uh, Firstly, English is not my first language, so sorry if it's not understandable enough,
Are you good?
but I'll try here. Uh, I've been playing the Arcane Lineage with my friends for almost a year now,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the classes that I most used was Necromancer.
Okay.
There was a time it was kind of good, but right now it's really, really ass. Fights take a long, long time. There is a little bit of survivability, but not really that much. It just outshined by every class in the game and by Darkcraft as a summoner. So I would like to know if there's plans to balance this type of class, summoners in specific,
All right.
because there were
So,
fights like Yartul, which it isn't that hard, but I took like 50 minutes with my friends because I was the sole DPS, and I almost died a few times too. So I just want to know what your direction would be with classes like that that are really shitty.
So I plan on going through older classes. Like this update, I will tell you guys, there's like 4 or 5 new class refreshes, bro. And refreshes consist of like rebalancing, new skills and stuff like that. So I do plan on going through older content, like older classes and stuff like that, and try to make it better as a whole. Because one thing I always realize in development is that the longer your game grows and the longer it goes on, the more content you add, the older content becomes less valuable, which means players will never want to stay on the older content, right? So my plan will be to just look over the older things and just rebalance and refresh, just make everything more viable to where we are at right now.
Oh, that's interesting. If it won't take too much time, I would like to make a suggestion for at least Necromancer that is my main class.
Tell you
Would it
what,
be
tell you what,
would it
if you DM Matro like the details of what you believe could make that happen, he will let me know with the go ahead if I can go ahead and do that.
it's
Like
not
if it fits
a
perfect.
complicated thing. It's just a vague idea that it would be like you kill maybe monsters in the in the game overall,
Hmm.
and you could summon them instead of a forced skeleton summon.
You say you can summon them?
Yeah, you
That's okay,
kill
kind of
them
cool.
like you kill
Yeah,
a slime, and you can use it later, for
yeah,
example.
that's okay.
Because just you're giving a skeleton and that's it. It doesn't really pass me a idea of a necromancer
Yeah,
really that
nah, I
much.
would have I would have thought otherwise too. So okay, I'm definitely gonna talk to Metro myself about that then because I definitely think that that can be changed. Um, and I think that when you have necromancer, if you necromance like a mob, like it should be that mob, but like a different variant of it, right? So like
Fair.
slightly stronger or slightly weaker, or whatever the case may be, with like no different stats to it. So I'm definitely gonna talk to Metro.
Okay, thank you. Sorry if I did stutter a lot or
No,
not
you good,
being
bro.
understandable.
You good, bro. You were perfectly
English is
understandable, bro. I
quite
got you.
hard.
Nah, you good, bro. I trust me. You good.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty.
Have a great
All
day.
right. No problem. You too.
Lots of hope for you.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that a lot, for real. Let me see. Um, all right, we're gonna do one more, and then we're gonna end this here. So I'm gonna bring up literally Alp.
Yeah, you can hear me, bro.
Yeah, the update is soon. Yes, sir. I can.
I look. My bad if I talk weird. I literally just got a dental implant. My mouth is still numb, bro. But listen,
Oh, you good, bro? You good,
my
bro?
main question is like, what's your plans for content creators if you have any?
So what do you mean? Like, do I plan on bringing more
Like,
content creators in, or
yeah. Do you plan on bringing more? Like, what do you plan on the current ones too?
I have no current plans for current ones. I do have a plan to bring in more content creators though. I know a couple of people, and I know a lot of like people who run like content creator servers. I'm sure you heard of them with like tons of CC members. I do plan on bringing like them in and getting them to also make videos on the game. Uh, if possible, I might open up the game like depending on how well testing goes. I might open up like the game to tester. I mean, not to testers, to content creators, and then open it fully. That's just all dependent on how everything goes.
All right, my listen. This is my second question, bro,
Yes, sir.
and you can end it here. So, like. Is it gonna be the same shit with now where y'all are hella reliant on the tester team, or like are y'all gonna try to make other decisions? Because here's the thing, right? You can always suck up to the community. At the end of the day, the community, the people that are actually talking to you, they're the diehard fans, and it's not always good to listen to them because people who don't talk are the majority players. They're like the majority players, like 90%, they won't talk because they're not diehard fans. They're not in the Discord,
Hmm.
but the people who are diehard fans, they always talking. So Like, what's your plans? Are you gonna listen straight up to testers? Or are you gonna do like your own thing?
Okay, so I already spoke with the testers about this when I first came in as well. I'm not Niall. First and foremost, respect goes both ways. So that's first and foremost. Second is I'm not gonna suck up to every decision that others make because that defeats my whole role and my whole purpose of being here. If I feel like something shouldn't be included or if I feel like something should be included, then I will, you know, do what I have to do, right? But that's already something that we went through with like with the testers and everything like that. They've been great so far though. We've been working great together. Um, they give me their ideas, I give them mine, and we come to a middle ground where it fits perfectly in both worlds, right? So
All right, bet, bro. I'm gonna have a video coming soon, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
all right,
Hey,
thank you, man.
you got it, bro.
All right, you have a good one. All right, y'all. So that's gonna be the end of this. I thank each and every single one of y'all. Um, if we do have more Q and A's, like if you guys would like more Q and A's, just let me know. I'll definitely do some more. Probably not let that last as long as this, but I'll definitely do some more. Um, I appreciate all of y'all for coming, for asking your questions. I hope I answered most of the questions that you guys wanted me to answer, but I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Hope you all just enjoy the update and just give me y'all's trust, man. Especially after this update. Like, just know this update is not going to be the biggest, but it's going to be something to get us to the path to where it could be something even larger, right? And it's going to help us just keep working on the game. So, thank you all, bro.